Hi, Kelly. I'm so glad that we get to meet today. It's our last meeting, as you know.
Yes.
Lots of really exciting stuff going on. I'd like to just kind of go through everything that we've covered in the last couple months through your reentry plan to make sure that you don't have any concerns about any of the pieces, if that's all right with you.
Yes.
Okay. So first, last week you met with Samantha from Impasse House, where you're going to be moving into, and like we talked about, they're going to be picking you up when you get out next week, and taking you over to the house, and then you'll do your official, tour and sign all the paperwork over there. How are you feeling about that placement?
I'm feeling really excited. She seems very nice and very organized, and so it makes me feel safe. Going into an unknown environment, but it'll be way better than here, of course, because it'll be a house. But yeah, so I'm very excited about that.
And did you get a chance to talk to her about just kind of the rules of the house and the different responsibilities and things like that?
Yeah, she talked about the chore list and the rotations that we have as far as like chores go and the expectations as coming into a home that everybody has to be safe in.
Yeah.
So she talked about that a lot and emphasized on it.
And did you have any concerns about that setup? Did it all make sense to you?
It did.
Why they're doing things that way?
Yeah, I understand. I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be a while till I'm used to it, but
yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be like having parents, which is kind of odd. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a good place for me, I think, right now. So
it is. It sounds like you are a little bit apprehensive about having so much oversight in your day-to-day activities.
Yes.
Yeah. I can understand that because it is a very structured environment, but one of the reasons that they do that is, to help you be successful as you transition in. And, honestly, once the baby comes in a couple months, having that structure, I feel like that's really going to be beneficial to you, because I know as a parent and from other people who've gone through the infant process, that first couple months can be real rough. So
yeah,
kind of getting settled beforehand, I think, is going to help with that time.
For sure.
So that's good. Well, I'm glad you got a chance to meet Samantha, and that you think you'll get along with that. I really think the Impasse program is good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And then, so part of what they do at Impasse, as you know, is really set up your schedule. So in addition to your responsibilities at the house, you also have your tutoring down at the center that you'll go through 3 times a week to continue with your schooling. How has that been going? I know that you completed a couple of courses so far, but you're I think the program coordinator said you're about halfway through your requirements.
So yeah, halfway through, and it's been going good. Definitely hard to learn those things on my own again, but I feel like in the house maybe I'll have better, more assistance between the people that are there and the tutoring. So I'm hoping that'll go a little bit more easy.
Are you enjoying the coursework, or is it more something that you're just having to get through?
I'm enjoying it. I really actually am. In high school I did not enjoy it at all for obvious reasons, but right now it's definitely, I'm seeing it as a way out, so it's nice.
Well, if you are enjoying the coursework, I really encourage you to use those resources that in the tutoring center where you're going to be going weekly once you're done, because it's amazing that you set this goal, and I'm really excited that you've made so much progress to finish your high school diploma, but I don't want you to feel like that's, well, then you're done.
Right.
If you are enjoying that path, make sure before you leave those resources that you have a plan to continue further, or figure out if you want to go transition straight to employment from there, that they hook you up with people that go more vocational than education. But yeah, if you're enjoying it, you should absolutely pursue.
Yeah, I will. I think I will anyways.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have a plan. And then we're also, once the baby comes, you're going to start attending the Parents as Teachers group.
Yeah.
Is that still sounding good?
I'm excited about that. I'm a little nervous about the group atmosphere just because of how the AA meetings went. But I feel that since it'll be other moms and their babies, it'll be a little bit more welcoming or like more, I don't know how to say it, but
Do you feel more comfortable now that we've had a chance to do some of that role playing and
yeah.
and talking in a not incarceration environment?
Yes.
Do you feel like that was helpful to you in getting prepared?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm excited I'm excited to see other moms. I mean, when I had my first child, I obviously didn't have a lot of support, and I didn't enjoy being a mom. So now I'm hoping that that'll make it a little bit more easy.
Now, when you're in impasse, part of your weekly schedule is also your group therapy.
Mm-hmm.
If as you get closer to when you are going to start with parents and teachers, you start to get some of that anxiety. I also really encourage you to bring that up, and that group setting would be a good kind of medium place for you, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not parents as teacher where you don't really know what the background of that group is until you get to know those people a little better. Everyone in Impasse House shares basically very, very similar experiences as you do. So they might be helpful for you to work out some of that anxiety and talking it through. And even if, because of course that's going to be a couple months down the road from when we worked together, trying some of that role playing again, just if you start getting
Mm-hmm.
anxious.
Okay.
So if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And then the last piece that we worked on together was your participation in the anonymous group, which I know you didn't really enjoy, but we did have the meeting with the sponsor. How are you feeling about that?
It went a little bit better than the group
Mm-hmm.
meeting, but I still am not a huge fan of the anonymous
Mm-hmm.
thing. But it went okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
Well, honestly, we try to give you all of the resources that are at our disposal, and not all of them are going to work for you. If proceeding forward, you feel like the sponsorship is just not something that is benefiting your life, as long as you're adhering to the rules of the house, as long as you're staying sober, which you haven't expressed anxiety about. So unless that's changed, that's not a relationship that you are going to be required to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure that if you do decide that that's one more piece that you don't need to be dealing with right now, that you are going to end that relationship responsibly. No one's going to be offended if you approach your sponsor and say, I really appreciate all your help, but I think I got it from here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just stop returning their calls, then people get worried and stuff. So I really encourage you to express what your needs are, both
Right.
with the house and with the sponsors, because moving forward, that's just going to benefit you.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
So that covers basically all of our work that we've done together. Is there anything now that we're approaching, you're out next week, is there anything that's come up in the last week or anything that we haven't touched on that you're just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to deal with this big piece, or even if it's a little piece, is there anything else that you're apprehensive about?
I don't think so. My diabetes is in check, so I feel a lot better about that. And the baby's just fine. So I feel good about leaving and moving into the house and kind of getting on my own 2 feet and taking responsibility for myself and my child.
I'm glad you mentioned the diabetes. I had honestly, with everything that we talked about, I had let that one slip. So did Samantha talk to you about, do you guys have a plan for your medical supplies and all of that to make sure that you're tracking appropriately for the end of your pregnancy?
Yeah, so we have like a chart thing set up,
Okay.
and she'll help me keep track of stuff if I have questions, but other than that, it's all going to be organized and everything. So.
And then I believe they already have, because all of the people in Impasse have young children, that they have a pretty good relationship with the hospital. So I think that they've actually already set up to do the tour of the hospital with you as soon as you get out of the birthing center, so you'll be familiar with that.
They've already done that, and I'm very happy with how it is. It's definitely going to be, I think, a good place to have my child. So.
And how are you now that you're getting close, feeling about just the whole giving birth thing?
I'm nervous. I've done it before, so I mean, I have that, but I mean, I'm excited. I'm ready to kind of be done with this pregnancy. It's kind of getting too exhausting.
Yeah.
So
That third trimester can be rough.
Yeah.
For All right, well, I'm really excited. I'm so proud. Like, you've made such great progress with your
Thank you.
school. It's been really enjoyable to watch that. And I think that you're going to be a great new mom. And I'm excited that we were able to set up some supports for you, because I know when you first came in, you had expressed a lot of anxiety of, you know, that everyone
Yeah.
around you just wasn't really on the same page. And so I'm hoping that you'll be able to form some good attachments with your new roommates and and set up a good place to be successful. And my last question I have for you, because as you know, I work in corrections, so as much as I've enjoyed meeting with you, I really sincerely hope that I don't run into you again, at least not in a professional stance, because I do feel like you're going to be successful. If once you're out, do you feel like you know where to go and who to talk to and who to ask for help if you do run into a problem that you don't feel like you can handle on your own?
I think so. I think the house, the people there will be a very good support for me.
Mhm.
I really like Samantha, so
Oh,
I'm
good.
excited to kind of get to know her more. But I think I can, and if I can't, I'm sure those things will develop as they progress.
I like to touch on that because, you know, I'm, like I said, I'm really impressed with all the progress you've made, but we'd like to see in the future, because life throws stuff that you don't expect.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that you have the support that you need before you hit crisis, which, you know, ends up at places like this, which no one wants to see.
Yeah.
That you're able to get that help before you hit full-blown crisis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then even though we're pretty much, our relationship is done once you're out, you do have my card. It'll be in your discharge paperwork. Your parole officer also is a coworker with me, so if there's ever anything that you're like, oh, we talked about this thing and I don't remember what it was anymore, I am available. You know, you can always email me or call me up if you have questions about the work that we did do together. I'm more than happy to answer those questions. And then, of course, like I said, my job here is to expose you to all the resources we have. So I'm always happy to remind you of what those resources are.
Yeah.
Once you're on your own. I think that's it, unless you have any other questions.
No.
All right, well, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best.
Yes. Thank you.